Welcome to math. Today we're going to explore three-dimensional shapes. How would you describe a ball? How would you describe a ball? Would you say a ball is round? Sure. How about a can? How would you describe a can? Could you say the can has a curved side and two flat sides? And the two flat sides are circles? Yeah, that would describe the can. How about describing a box? How could you describe this box? Could you describe the box by telling me that all of the sides of the box are flat? Sure. You could do that, right? All the sides of the box are flat. Perfect. So the 3D shapes that we are going to explore would be the sphere, the cube, the rectangular prism, the cone, and the cylinder. So I want you to look around your house and make a list of each of these shapes. Find these shapes around your house and make a list. And I want you to describe these shapes. I want you to use defining attributes and non-defining attributes to describe these shapes. And if you just find two of each and describe something about each one of the shapes, one defining and one non-defining, that would work for me. So let me remind you what defining and non-defining. So defining attribute is what every shape has. So if I was to describe a rectangular prism with defining attributes, every rectangular prism has this attribute. So I would say I could describe this rectangular prism by telling you as 4 rectangular faces and 2 square faces. So these would be the rectangular faces. There's a 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 2 square faces, 1, 2. Every rectangular prism has that attribute. Now if I was to tell you a non-defining attribute, say I took this cylinder for instance, and I could tell you that, for instance, this cylinder is blue, but not every cylinder is blue, so that's a non-defining attribute. Okay? This can, right, is not blue, and this is a cylinder. Also, I could tell you that this cylinder right here is made out of foam. This cylinder is made out of tin. So those are non-defining attributes. It describes this object, but it doesn't tell you that it's a cylinder. Alright, so that's non-defining. Now let's talk about surface. So the surface of a 3D shape is the outside of any shape. Any one of these shapes has the outside is the surface. Alright. The sides are called a face. So on a 3D shape, the sides are called a face. Now if this was a 2D shape, two-dimensional shape, it would be called a side. But because this is a 3D shape, this is called a face. Right? Now let's talk about the vertex. The vertex on a 3-dimensional shape is where at least 3 edges meet. So if you were looking at the vertex on this shape, at least 3 edges meet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the edge. And where 3 edges meet, at least 3 edges meet, that's the vertex. So again, we have the face, we have the edge, We have the vertex, where at least three sides meet. So face, edge, vertex, where at least three sides meet. All right, if you look at page 170, it gives you the shapes that we were just talking about. So you have the cube, the cones, the sphere, the cylinders up here. It also tells you about the pyramids. You don't really get into the pyramids in first grade. So these are your shapes. It's telling you the corners there, which is also called the vertex. The flat spaces are up here. The curved surfaces are here. Okay, same thing with the cube. So you've got the face, the edges, and the vertex, okay, of the shapes. So you can use this as a reference. So I would like you, math boxes, on page 172. So is this a square, and explain. Number 2, write the time. Number 3, what is in the tens digit in each number? So those two numbers, write the digits that's in the tens digit. Number 4, you've got some subtraction. And number 5, how can knowing 10 minus 5 equals 5 help you solve 100 minus 50? All right. So the 3 things I want you to do is I want you to find shapes around your house and describe them to me. Describe one defining attribute, one non-defining attribute of each shape. I'm going to try to put a chart in the activity section of Seesaw so that you can either write them down or video yourself telling me what the shape is. You could take a picture of the shape and video what the defining and non-defining attributes are, or you could just write it down if it's easier, whatever makes it easy for you. The other pages that we talked about were 170, that's just a reference page. Okay, and then you're going to do 172. This is just math boxes, so it's review. So when you're done with all that, post it to Seesaw. Can't wait to see you work. Have a wonderful day.